All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. I'm named after my granddaddy. Anyway, my great ancestor. Um, anyway, I want to talk to y'all about something that's very serious. So I need to change my continence of there a little bit, and get serious. But I want to talk about one of the things that in spiritual warfare that y'all don't realize, and I try to get this across to people is that white folks white folks use your spirituality against you. All of the things that have always gone on historically, even though I know we talk about like police brutality, lynchings, and um, murders and all the stuff that they do, but they do it for a reason. Also, even black on black crime is the result of spiritual warfare. What they do is basically they make sacrifices. So like when you're reading your scriptures that they gave you, what you're doing is you are making it possible for those generational curses and for those evil curses to come into your family and into our neighborhoods and into that. Just like that's why I was trying to tell y'all the whole time. Like think about the whole time before Donald Trump got elected, right? And you noticed in those months coming up to him being elected, what was going on? There was basically like a lynching. There was a lynching because that's all the police brutality killings are. They're lynchings and they're public lynchings, just like that's exactly what they did. So when they hung people, when they did all that stuff, what did they do? They did it. They did it in front of everybody. When they beat you or they made you give up your name or give up your whatever your birthright or anything like that, what did they do? They did it in public. They showed it in front of everybody. There's a lot of information out there on what do you call it, buck busting and all that kind of stuff. So they did all those things, but they did it as a public spectacle. And what was it? It was a sacrifice to their God. So when you start sitting up there thinking that there's only, even the Bible lets you know that there's more than one God. All right. And so if you go through your life thinking that there's only one God and there's no other gods, why would the God of the Bible say you shall have no other gods before me? Because they knew that there were other gods, and that's how they use you. So, but if you notice the foundational things that are in the United States government, why do you think they got Benjamin Banneker L. Amore to lay out the Capitol? Look at the Masonic markings in the Capitol, mother and son. The Masonic markings in the Capitol. The fact that they used a SARS. The obelisk is the penis of a SAR, and also talks. It basically is resurrection, rebirth, renewal, all those things. Why do you think those things are there? Because they copied it after Kemet. They copied everything after Kemet. And because they figured, they like, well, look, this is one of the most successful societies, civilizations, whatever in the history of the world. They still digging our people up, y'all, trying to find out, the real deal. And their best answer right now is, oh, aliens did this, aliens did that. It was always aliens. But even if it was aliens, the aliens came down and they talked to who? They didn't come down and look for other people. They look for humans and womb mans. All right. So now, what else is going on? That's how come the priests. That's why the priests in the Catholic Church, They raped and basically practicing pedophilia with what? With young people, our people, right? All kind of, and not just our people, but everybody, black, white, right? And none of them went to jail. None of them went to jail. They has and because they have so much money. The same thing is true with all the people that are involved. You know, they have all these sexual allegations against them. You know, Weinstein. What did they do? What are they doing with him? They allowing him to pay his way out of his sexual assault charges and everything else. And they hushed it. But Bill Cosby, what? He's in jail for 10 years. And they let all those other people out of jail. Why? Because they said, oh, they might die from COVID or whatever. Think, y'all. Y'all got to start thinking. All right. And why are all these child trafficking rings going around? Because they sacrificing these little children. They are sacrificing these children in rituals. In rituals. Because they got enough money. When they go out and they're hunting, they are hunting human beings. And I know all of this stuff sounds far-fetched to you, but it's spiritual warfare. And most of it is contained where? In the Bible and in the Quran. That's why they're able to do what they do. Because they draw on the power of the spiritual realm by making blood sacrifices. That's why one of the things that it says, like the life force, the force of life is where? It's in the blood. If you don't have any blood running through your body, if you don't have blood running through your veins, you're dead. That's the life force. The heart, what does it do? The heart pumps blood. So inside of the physical body, and that's why I keep telling y'all, you know, the Bible is a book of basically what? It's astrotheology, astrology, physiology. They're talking about your limbs, the things that are there. Arm, leg, right? So y'all ain't gonna pray with me. Y'all don't want to, you know. I always throw my old bishop in there because, you know, that was his thing. You know, he said, you know, y'all and what's the other good one? You know, y'all ain't shouting as good as I'm preaching. My wife said I sound preachy because I'm a preacher. That's what I do. But now I preach for the right side. See, before I was on the wrong side, and I didn't realize that. And you know, and I'm gonna do that video and talk about how I got to where I am. But y'all got to realize that when they found 150 children in a child trafficking ring. So what do they use these children for? They have illicit sex. They are mad pedophile rings, and these are not. And look, let me tell you something. It's black people are involved. Don't get me wrong, but none of that stuff. I mean, I don't care what you want to talk about. None of it. You can't find me a papyrus. You can't find me a hieroglyph. You can't find me anything that talks about anything that deals with what? Homosexuality, that deals with pedophilia. All of those things are Greek and Roman. They're Greek and Roman constructs. Why? Because they couldn't figure out. Just like, remember, I don't know if y'all remember when Michelle Obama, when the Obamas went to England and the Queen was trying to touch her. And eventually, I think they said they touched her. The Queen touched her butt. Look it up. I don't have the video right here, but look it up. And why? Because they were trying to draw sacrificial energy. They were trying to draw vibration. Because you can't figure out, look, there's basically nobody on the planet right now that vibrates as high as what? As the Obamas. They're rock stars. They're loved. And that's all it is. And even the things of films and movies and music and all these kind of things, these things are all what? They're all parallel universes. They're all, because what? They're going on, even though they're not fleshly, but they're still there. Just like I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, man, all this stuff, as soon as somebody dies, it's like, man, all the stuff that they start releasing stuff, like even with Prince. Like Prince died, Prince got more records out now than he ever had. Think about it. Like right now, you can go to a video source because because they exist. Recording exists. These are spiritual weapons. The same thing with television and radio and all of the media and everything else, because what do? They are trying to influence your mind. That's why you have to guard your mind. You have to guard your eyes, guard your ears, guard your nose, guard your mouth, all of the sensory places. That's why we always say, do not get caught up in what? Don't get caught up in emotion, in feelings and all that kind of stuff, because it's not real. It's only temporary. And that's what pastors and preachers, that's what they do. They try to get you all emotional. Why? Because once I got you emotional, then you're not thinking. Once I get you emotional, you're not thinking anymore. You're being led by your emotions. You're being led by your emotions, which is also what? It's a type of spell. Why do people go into why do people chant mantras and all of that kind of stuff? Because it puts them in an emotional state so that they can receive spirits. Puts them in that's why, and the same thing with songs. Why do you think they were so mad about Colin Kaepernick? They're mad about Colin Kaepernick because why? Because the national anthem is what? It's a major weapon in spiritual warfare. Because they know that song was written about enslaving and killing people so that they could be better off in the physical realm. That's why they wanted, that's why they had to go get Gladys Knight to sing the national anthem at the All-Star game. Because they needed to go back to what? To where they were. That's why they put all these things, and then they dangle all these things, and we think that they dangle things in front of your face. Those are spiritual weapons. Oh, I'm trying to get a Grammy. I'm trying to get a People's Choice Award. I'm trying to get this, that, and the other thing. Oh, I want to be this. I want to be that. And it's all predicated what? On spiritual weapons. Because what? I'll do anything to get that Oscar. I'll do anything to get that Tony. I'll do anything to get that award. Why? Because that puts me on a pedestal and in a different realm spiritually and physically. And that's what they're doing to our children. So when these people go out here and get these children, they're using these children what? As sacrifices. People don't get it twisted. All of these people that are out here that are in show business and everything else, they're using homosexuality and everything else. Why? Because it can control people spiritually. Because it can control people spiritually. So you gotta guard your whole thing. You got to guard yourself, because they are constantly bombarding you because you think things are innocent. And that's how they get us. Because, that's innocent. No, it's not. Anyway, Fast 15 Minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, most of all, hit the love button. I love you.